Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction. I have done a lot of live streams in the past couple days, so if you have missed out on any of them, check them out. I have tons of them out, so please come watch, go check those out. But wanted to check out this new EP from Mugshot. The EP is called Coldwill. I don't know where I was going with that, but I had Mike on a couple weeks ago, and we had a great conversation, and that's actually coming out on Wednesday, I believe. So come check back on the channel, 6 p.m. Eastern time. You can come listen to me and Mike just talk about pretty much everything and all things. It was a great time. I felt like Mike was someone I knew for like forever. So great conversation, and he talks about a lot about this record and just like the band in general. So it was just a really good time. So if you've ever wanted to know stuff about Mugshot, it's the one to watch. But anyway, I had found out about this band through shout outs to my good buddy Alex, who helps me out with like a lot of the K-pop stuff. He was the one who recommended me this band, and then ironically enough, I got an email from Austin to have this band on. So big salutes to Austin for helping me get that figured out, and then as well as that, obviously to get in contact with Mike and have him on to the show. Really, really sick. But I've been listening to most of these singles as just gym songs. So Life's Debt, Coldwill, and Left in the Wake were the three songs that were out for singles, and then the other two, Blush, Covered in Bruise, and then Within Stained Glass, are the new songs that are complete the EP. So very, very cool. I am super stoked to get into this one. This is only a 12-minute EP, so I feel like if you are a gym head much like myself, you are going to enjoy this album. And even if not, if you're like a hardcore, metalcore, any of that sort of genre fan, then you're probably going to love this EP a ton. But wanted to get into this one. It's a real short one, and it's a real ass beater, if you ask me. So in terms of the singles that came out, it's really sick. So we'll check them all out, and we'll get on to, maybe I'll do another one tonight. I'm not 100% sure, but I know I have a couple more. Dying Wish, Youth Fountain, who is also on the same label, Pure Noise, that will probably be doing this week, and then North Road a little bit later on. I think I'm probably doing that possibly Tuesday. So tons of stuff. If you haven't checked this out and this is new to you, make sure to subscribe. It really helps. But we're going to get into Life's Debt, which is the first song off the EP, and we're going to jump right into it. So let's give it a spin. Every time this comes on. Oh, I love that emptiness. Oh, it's so sick. All right, guys, that was Life's Debt, the first song off the EP. If you like it, you can check the link in the description. Go pick it up. They have some sweet vinyl. I'm waiting for mine to come in, so I'm very, very stoked on this. Some really cool, merch. I should have probably picked up a shirt or a hat, but I feel like I have so many of those, so maybe I'll get the hat. The hat looked kind of hard. I like it. But Mugshot, this is their new EP, Coldwill. This was, I think, one of the first songs I listened to from them, other than maybe Coldwill. It just showed up in my, again, Alex had recommended me to check them out, and I think this was like the first song that showed up in terms of like when I clicked Spotify Shuffle. It was like the one that came up. I imagine just because of the recency of the song, it was just the most popular. But I really enjoy this one. It is literally a minute and 47 seconds worth of pure chaos. I love that. I love that the way that the rhythm switches up in the song always gets me. I love the way that most of it is like it's mostly in beat, and then once like that breakdown part kind of comes in, it like almost goes to a little bit of a halftime section, which I thought was really interesting when I first listened to it. And now it's just like I already know it's coming. I've got it, and I love it. Also, their screamer is fantastic. I know we talked a little bit about it in the interview, but the screaming on this is so sick. And I know that they haven't, in terms of like newer releases, I think they got a new vocalist during that time, and so I really feel like he has such a great like tone to his voice. I love the like kind of mid to like low range growl that he's got. And it just kind of meshes really well with just like the insanely fun like guitar riffs that Mike puts out, which I love. And just love the way that this is kind of like put together musically as well too. The mix and master on this is like super aggressive, really heavy. I love the way that the snare kind of hits. It has this like sort of pop to it that I feel like is very reminiscent of those like really great metalcore and like kind of hardcore albums that I love, that I go back to. So love the way it's kind of put together in that aspect. But yeah, this one is just like I said, it feels so fast because like I put the song on, and then by the time I'm like out of it, I'm like, oh my god, it's already into the next song. That's crazy. And that's like when once it jumps into Coldwill. So I haven't listened to Blush Covered in Bruise, but the way it's kind of set up and laid out, I still think that course of action, the way that they had the singles laid out, were also really cool too. But I'm curious how it sounds kind of in that context. But really, right out the gate, super strong, really aggressive. And I think if this doesn't sell you on the band, then I don't know if the rest of the album the rest of the EP will. But I'd say let them cook. So if you weren't feeling this one, there's probably a good chance you're gonna like some of the other ones. I mean, like they kind of run that gambit between like hardcore, metalcore, and they kind of skirt that like gray line between all of those different genres of music. So really love that, and I think they do a really great job of reining it in with this one. So Live Stet, fantastic, 2 thumbs up, one of my favorite ones. But we are going to move it into Blush Covered Bruise. So let's give this one a listen. Sorry, loaded up. So let's give it a spin. Oh, already. The riffs? What? Little blast beat section? Woo! Ooh, that little like cymbal ride hit. Okay. Oh my god, this one hits. Oh, let's go. Give me it. Give me it. Give me it. Come on. Woo! Whoa, what the hell? Little pinch harmonics, let's go. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Oh, that double bass pedal, so sick. Holy shit. Guys, that was blush covered bruise. Oh my god. I thought, man, I just want to say I thought Life's Death was like unwavering in the way that it sounds, but I feel like this one took it in like 2 times that and like went more ape shit somehow. I don't know how it's possible, but they did it. Angel, thank you for watching. W Mugshot, big facts. Can say that for sure. So glad they again was recommended to me. So big ups to Alex, my buddy. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one a lot. As you can tell, I was getting into it, but just like, oh man, and Mike and I kind of talked about this more in the interview, is just like their way that like they fuse those types of genres together is just so incredible. Like the double bass action was wild in this song. Like even like a little bit of blast beat sections were really sick. But just at the end of that part with just kind of the way that the double bass pedals ride out at the end was really sick. Again, their screamer is fantastic. I love his just like super aggressive tone. It's just like it cuts through the mix super well, and I think the way that the songs are written really help out with that sort of styling. But I almost like how kind of like, again, Mike and their drummer play out together. Like I feel like a lot of their stuff is pretty in sync in the way that some of like the riffs kind of are formulated together and how they kind of mesh up with a lot of the drumming style. Really appreciate that. It feels really rhythmic, which I feel like in some cases it can work out and sometimes it doesn't. But I think they hit a really cool niche spot where those sorts of sounds really line up super well. I also really enjoyed like the bass playing, especially more so like where the guitar parts kind of drop out. It's got this really kind of great low end to it, and just really accentuates some of those really like fast like pick guitar riffs. So I love that as well. But yeah, this band is, if this isn't like on your EPs of the year already, it should be. And if you haven't given this band some love, I would for sure check these guys out. Angel, let me know what your favorites off the EP are if you've listened to the whole thing. Would love to know. But yeah, really enjoyed this one. This one is just like, again, very similar to Life's Debt. This one is just full throttle aggression, and I love that. So we are going to move it on to the title track of the EP, which is Coldwill. So let's give this one a listen. And I already know what it's like because I have listened to this one a ton, but hey, I'll listen to it again. Anytime I can listen to Mugshot again, I'll do it. But let's get into Coldwill. Oh, this also features Josh Matta, so shout outs, Josh. Oh my god. Let's go. That bass part, every time that comes in, I'm so stoked. Let's go, Josh. That fucking hi-hat snare hits on point. All right, guys, that was the title track of the EP Coldwill. If you like what you've heard so far, check the links in the description. Go pre-order it. I know first week sales mean a lot, so if you can go pick it up, it'll help the boys out. I'm so excited to get the hat and the vinyl, so go check those out if you have the opportunity. But man, this was such another, again, very similarly to Life's Debt. Played these a ton, listened to them a ton, really got into them, and just there's been bands that really kind of resonate with me. And I feel like Mugshot is one of those bands that just, like, as soon as I put them on, I just know, like, what type of emotions, what type of, like, feelings I get out of it. Sometimes it's just like a big smile on my face because I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe they like wrote a sick a sick guitar riff along with like some really awesome drumming, or just like pissed off. I feel like they kind of ride the line of all of those sorts of genres, so I love it. But I also really love the inclusion of Josh because I think Josh has such a different tonality to that of Mugshot's screamer. So like it's very discerning and you can tell who's doing what, and I like that, and they really gave Josh his own time, so big shout outs to Josh. But I also really was trying to like pinpoint why I really enjoyed Mugshot's vocalist a ton. I think it's mostly because I love Kublai Khan, and I feel like he's kind of got a similar sort of tonality to his scream that I feel like the screamer from Kublai Khan does have as well too. So I feel like there's probably also like a subconscious thing that I really enjoy both of those bands, and so I feel like very similarly I'm gonna enjoy the style of music that they're writing, even though I know it's not like 100% same exact thing, but those are kind of the groups that I relate them to. But really love this one. I think the way that some of the riffs were like just done in this song were chef's kiss. Just really, really, really awesome stuff. Especially the drumming. I got a big props to their drummer because I think being able to just switch so flawlessly to different like rhythmic patterns can be so difficult, and I think they do a really great job of being able to find that groove and hit it super well. So I love the fact that they're able to kind of feel out the groove, and I think that also really shows how seasoned they are as members in this project, because I do think that there is this kind of like unspoken camaraderie between all of them and how they write their music. So I really enjoy the way that they kind of relay everything out. You can kind of hear where some of the parts kind of dip out and dip in, and like the way that it's structured is just really well put together. So I love that. As well as that, I really also enjoy, again, as I mentioned before, a lot of Mike's guitar riffs I really just enjoyed a ton, and I found that they're all in standard tuning, which is actually crazy to me. So such a sick guitar player. So big salutes to Mike. And Angel says that you guys should come to Brazil. So I'm just saying, I feel like I'm a man of the people. So hopefully that happens. I know they're playing Europe next year, so maybe it'll be a South America tour somewhere in the future. We'll love to see it. And then Angel answered my question of what his favorites are, and he said all of them are his favorites. So thus far, I can't complain with you. I feel like I might be in the same boat by the end of this, but yeah, Coldwill is awesome so far, and just again, they really kind of hit a niche group of bands that I'm like, oh my god, like they do everything super well. Like Throne is another band that I found out through like my gym playlists and stuff. And I feel like Mugshot is one of those bands that just again gets my blood pumping, and I just love it. So big salutes to Mugshot. They're great. But we are going to move on to the next one, which is track 4. This is Left in the Wake. So if you haven't listened to this one, we're going to jump into it right now. I think this was actually the first song that they released as a single. I think Life's Debt was after, and then Coldwill was like the most current one. So let's get into Left in the Wake, and we'll be on to the last one by the end of it. So let's get into it. Oh, that little, I love that. That like fast punk beat, so sick. That like halftime skip, all right. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. That like cymbal ride part. Oh, so sick. Oh my god. I think that might be my, I don't know, I'm gonna hold off if I'm gonna say it. Because maybe Within Stained Glass might actually be my top favorite. But oh guys, that was Left in the Wake from Coldwill. Well, actually from Mugshot. Their EP is called Coldwill. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's probably because my Spotify has Coldwill in like big bold letters and then Mugshot in like smaller text, and my brain goes, oh, that's Coldwill 100%. So if I keep saying that, I just mean Mugshot, and I just flip them. I'm dyslexic probably. So, but anyway, getting back to the song. This song was fantastic. One of the first songs that I listened to from Mugshot. Then I went back and listened to a lot of the other singles that they had released, and I'd highly recommend, if you haven't gone back and listened to the other singles, especially from the past couple years, would highly recommend doing it. Really, really good stuff, and that's with their newest screamer now. So would highly recommend giving those a listen. If you didn't think Coldwill was long enough, you have a couple more songs that you can jump into as well. Angel, thank you for liking my shirt. This is an old OG Gideon shirt. I've had this for, God, I'd probably say I've had this for 4 years, 5 years maybe, something like that. I don't know. I've had it for a bit. So shout out to Gideon. Love those guys. They've been on the show before. But this song is so amazing. Especially that ending part, which I didn't even really realize listening to this. I love the layered screams. Like their screamer does like kind of make it like a higher scream, or Mike does some screaming. Because I remember him saying he possibly does some vocals, so could be Mike. But I love the layered scream at the end. I would love to see them kind of incorporate that a little bit more into their music. Honestly, it'd be really cool and add that like extra layer of like texture and obviously like screaming prowess. So I love that. As well as that, the drumming. I know I keep saying it. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but the drummer of this band is actually crazy. He deserves an award. If I could give an award out for like the coolest, some of the ways that he transitions some of these parts is actually crazy. So I love the fact that he's able to kind of keep in time with all that sort of stuff, because there's a lot of transitions, there's a lot of moving parts, and it just feels very fluid. And like, again, they're heavy, but then they have like stuff that's like a little bit more of a punk beat. Shouts to Connor. That's it. That's the guy. Shouts to Connor. He's awesome. Like the way he kind of switches from like a 4/4 like kind of like straight punk beat to like having more of a like cymbal ride, like half measure, super sick, and then he'll do some like crazy blast beat stuff. The Connor's the GOAT, so big salutes to Connor. Man is putting in that work, and it is being well received by me. So love that. Again, guitar riffing was on point on this one. Some of those like, you know, those iconic riffs, you know what I mean? There's some iconic riffs in this track, and I love that. And just kind of, again, the interplay between Mike and Connor is so sick. And it's like in some parts it's weird because it feels like they share a brain, because like some of the ways the guitar parts kind of are laid out, and some of the ways that Connor drums, it's like they're so in sync. So I love the way that they, again, structure some of these like riffs and like heaviness. It just works out super well. So big ups to them. Very well in sync, and big kudos to both of them. But yeah, I think this one is one of my favorites. But I want to get into this last song because as much as I don't want this EP to end, we are at the final song. So this one is Within Stained Glass. This is the one I have not listened to other than Blush Covered Bruise. I have not listened to that one either, but just listened to that live now. So let's get into Within Stained Glass and cap off this live review, which is crazy because it's like we did this in like 30 minutes, which is actually crazy. So Within Stained Glass, let's give it a listen. Ooh, the way they slowed it down? Okay. Ooh, that like cymbal ride again? Okay. Oh, shout out to Mike. Oh, are they giving it to me? Is this the end? Come on. Come on. Let's go. Oh, bro. Give me that shit. I love that. I love the way they ended this too. A little electronic ending. All right, guys. That was the final song off the EP, Mugshot, and their new EP, Coldwill. If you like any of that, or if you liked all of it, go pick it up. Links in the description. Go support the boys in Mugshot. And if you are just tuning in, I will be posting an interview with Michael on Wednesday. So come hang out. Come listen to him talk about Coldwill. All that good stuff. It was great. Shout out to Mike. Really, truly a homie. So love that guy. But this song, bro, insane. I loved it. Again, very much. If you like any of the if you like anything Mugshot related, you're probably gonna like this song a ton. Love the aggression of this one as well. I'm pretty sure Mike did like that middle section of screaming. Because I remember when we were talking about it, he did a little bit of screaming parts here and there. So I want to give him the kudos. So I love that. As well as that, just the riffs in this song were just gnarly. I love the fucking guitar riffs in this song. So sick. And then as well as that, I know I keep saying it, but the GOAT Connor, man, he is just like unreal on the drums. Like there are some sections I just feel like, again, as a drummer, you can only expect so much from, good drummers. And I feel like Connor is in that echelon of like great drummers. There's something about the way that the unconventional ways that some of the way that he kind of does like maybe more of a cymbal ride hit, or like maybe kind of keeps it a little bit more straight and does like more of a like hi-hat snare 4/4 on the ground kind of a thing. It's just really interesting the way that some of the rhythms are laid out, and it doesn't feel like the typical things that I would hear from like a metalcore drummer, or that I'd hear from a hardcore drummer. It kind of feels like a hybridization of those things. So I love that. Again, their screamer, and apologies for not remembering his name or actually knowing it. I'm pretty sure, because again, Mike and I did this interview a couple weeks ago, so my brain is always shot. But I love his screaming. He's, again, reminds me a lot of Matt from Coldwill, which is one of my favorite drummers in the like hardcore and like metalcore scene right now. He's just got a really great, like, unique like tone and like bark to his kind of screaming. So Ringo, shout outs to Ringo. I knew it was something like easy to remember, but for some reason I can't remember. So shout outs to Ringo, and all the kudos to Ringo to what I said earlier. So but it really is insane, like the type of stuff that they have been putting out as a group, especially this EP. I feel like I completely feel Mike undersold this EP to me when we talked about it, because this is so much better. And especially the two songs that I didn't hear were two songs I'm glad they kept under wraps, because they were really, really well put together, like metalcore, hardcore songs. So I love that. And this is a band that I feel like flies under a lot of people's radar, and I wanted to make sure that I gave them the love that I possibly could give them as a group, because I don't think anybody's done this yet. So wanted to show them some love. And again, Mike was such a homie, so I feel like as a homie myself, I am obligated to do things for the homies, So big shout outs to all the guys in Mugshot: Ringo, Connor, Michael, and I think Ciro's in this band, which, Ciro, shout outs. I did not know you were in this band. I know Ciro from another band, Demon and Me. So Ciro, if you're watching this, what's going on, bud? Miss ya. But yeah, this was great. I had an awesome time listening to this EP. This is probably going to be well in the ranks of EPs of the year for me. Without a doubt. I know I will be giving so much love to this EP over the next couple weeks, like roughly like the next 8 weeks, because I know albums of the year, EPs of the year are coming around the corner. But man, people talking about this EP are fully in their right to talk about this EP in the best way possible, because this one, I would hope that people do not sleep on this record, because it's well worth your time. As 12 minutes, I think you could listen to a 12-minute EP. Do it. I just listened to it, so do it up. But yeah, it's great. I'm so stoked for what this band's doing. And if you have an opportunity and you live in Europe, they are going to be playing with Comeback Kid, Alpha Wolf, and as well as that the Amnesty Affliction. So if you like any of those bands and you live over in Europe, they will be over there in the new year, and possibly something in the foreseeable future, which I was not allowed to say. So potentially more touring coming in 2024 from these guys. So very stoked. And if, again, you like this EP and you either are checking it out live with me or you are watching this in the past, please go buy it, go pick it up. You can go support them out on this tour. Go do it. But yeah, Coldwill, awesome. This is going to be on my EPs of the year, 100%. So please go show them some love. If you like this reaction review thing, make sure to sub up, hit the thumbs up button. Would go a long way. Thank you, Angel, for being in the chat. Much love to you, man. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I have a couple more live ones to do, as I mentioned at the top of the video. North Road shoutouts, put out an EP over the weekend. Dying Wish I plan on doing probably Tuesday night is what I think I'm going to most likely do. And then as well as that, Youth Fountain is another one that I plan on tackling this week. Possibly Monday, not 100% sure. So really stoked for just this past weekend was nuts. There were so many bands that released some awesome music. So if you can go pick them up, I know times are a little tough. So if you can go buy it, that'd be amazing. And it helps them get out to you guys, especially if you live in like not the United States. It's the best way to see them get to your country or city or town or wherever. So please go show them some love. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. And I'll catch you in the next one, hopefully.